Alright, so you're asking yourself, gas weed eater or electric? Your gas broke, should you go electric? Should you have a gas and an electric for pure convenience? I'm going to answer all that in today's episode. Let's get it. I'm here to tell you one quick hack. It's all about the way that you use the tool in order to make sure that this is vented properly. All the vents are on the side of the unit, and when you typically weed eat, you actually start covering some of those up during your weed eating process. RYOBI made this nice little, I'd say, built up plastic area for housing the motor in. It has a nice little vent right here. So I will tell you that if you just actually hold your arm right here, squeeze the trigger, and just weed eat like so, you will never have this unit cut out on you like some of those reviews say online. I wanted to make a video to see if this brushless competitor, this non-brushless, just regular standard weed whacker can save normal homeowners that are in just like rural areas. I'm talking the suburbs. I'm talking about you look out your kitchen window, you say, hello neighbor, how's your morning? Those guys, if they can save themselves the $40 and get the job done with the 40-volt system not being brushless. So stay tuned. I'm going to put this guy through the same test that I'm going to put my gas through, and we're going to compare the two. So let's open it up. What do you get in a box? What do you get in a box? I don't know what to grab out first. There we go. Ooh. I mean, this thing is light. This thing is super light, guys. I mean, compared to gas, I'm like Jedi mind tricking right here. Pew, pew. I have to make my own sound effects because, you know, copyright and whatnot. All the copyrights. Just my personal opinion, I probably have had RYOBI's close to a decade. I've had their gas two cycle, probably like 8 years. And I've never had an issue with their heads. From what it looks like, this head is actually really good quality. The only thing that I've ever had to change on a RYOBI, on that RYOBI that I've had for 8+ years, is the carburetor got clogged up, which is what you'll get with gas. Here, this thing should just turn on and rock and roll. Read your manual. Read all the manuals. Look at that. Read it. Let's give it the old dad test. Solid. Proprietary plug for the RYOBI charger. And this is definitely what amazed me. You get the charger. You get a battery. Like what? It comes with a battery? That blew my mind. To get into a new system at the same price that you're going to pay for the weed whacker anyways, I mean, why wouldn't you do that? Even that is pretty light. That's all with cardboard boxes. All right, just like that, like it's rocket science. But guys, take a listen at this. I guess that's with electric, you get all these like little, all these little sounds. And we're gonna see if I can crank this bad boy real fast, because you know I'm a dad and I'm a professional at all tools. This is the area, guys, that I'm gonna go ahead and test out on. And all this brush right here is pretty thick, so I'm gonna see what clears it out the best, gas power or the electric. What I'm hoping for is that both clear it out at just the same amount of time, so that again you can replace your gas with electric. I need gas. The problem with gas, I need gas. Take two. Got the gas. So the gas weeder on the fresh stuff can get through this thick stuff with a couple of swipes. So this is what we're gonna put it to the test. Can the electric do like the gas and get through this? Alright guys, I can honestly say I'm super impressed. I mean, it powered through. And again, it's only the ones that are fresh because they're softer. I mean, let's be honest. So these harder ones that are dead, they're not, I mean, not even my gas gets through those. But to get through, I mean, you can see this one right here, look. It cut right at where it was solid. Just got through it like nothing and cleared out this whole area, guys. Let's keep going. Guys, that was the test, and by far this motor impressed me. This weed eater got the job done. Let's talk about the pros and the cons. It's lightweight, it's compact, and when you hit this trigger, it just goes. There's no choking the motor, there is no complications in the motor system itself. It's either going to work or it's not going to work, and you're going to know right off the bat. So that is definitely a huge pro. If you're in the suburbs, you should save yourself the 40 or 50 bucks. Go ahead and get yourself the brush motor, because by far it's going to get the job done. You don't need to go brushless just to weed around your house, around your fence, and around the typical stuff that comes up during the spring after a long winter and all that kind of brush that grows. If you're getting around plants, your house, your fence line, save yourself the 40 or 50 bucks, and this is going to get the job done. Just the regular 40 volt, and you should be good to go. So the other thing that I really liked about this actual head is the head on it actually does feed very well. It's, again, super convenient. I can do all the montages in the world, swinging it around and doing what I need to do because, hey, it's super lightweight. All right, so here are the cons. I will tell you, online I've seen talk about this motor getting hot versus the brushless. You know, when you look at brush versus brushless, I know in hand tools and other tools of that nature, you will get a smaller unit. You will have more ergonomically friendly grips, and the weight is going to be better for you. And going brushless by far makes the most sense in hand tools. But with lawn care, this thing did the job perfectly. I would save yourself the 40 to 50 bucks. Again, especially if you live like in the suburb area. And if you live in the country, well, quite honestly, the convenience of this outweighs anything that this would do, as in overheating or anything like that. This motor did get hot. I will tell you, it's all about how you use the tool, right? So this actual built up plastic right here is where I found myself having to put my arm in order to control and to maneuver with this RYOBI unit. That saved it a lot from the actual heat of the motor, and I didn't not once have the motor, through all of the testing, cut out on me, and it cut through some pretty thick brush. That might be a con in some people's eyes, but in my eyes, I put it on the cons list, but it's very easily fixed. And guys, that's actually my only con to this unit. You know, I think to myself, will I go to a brushless unit? Maybe. Will I get rid of my gas? No, I'm not going to get rid of my gas, just because I'm in that part of the country where, hey, look, I could very well come into some instances where I need a gas torque to get me through some of the brush that I get through. But if you're in the suburbs, absolutely junk your gas, save yourself the headache, and use this. If you're looking for an electric weed eater, go RYOBI, go green, save yourself the extra money. They give you a free battery in most of their things, which is absolutely vital into getting into any new platform. And maybe get brushed. You don't always have to go brushless. Don't fall into the peer pressure of brushless, because this thing will get the job done as long